Look at the world today. Superheroes saving cats from trees, smiling for energy drink commercials, and definitely, absolutely, 100% not lasering people in dark alleys. We all know the face of Vought International, Homelander. But long before the shiny glass towers and the TikTok dances, Vought had another golden boy. The year is 1950-something. The Cold War is brewing, paranoia is high, and the superhero business is just taking its first bloody baby steps.
Wait, are we doing a history lesson? Because I fell asleep during the Cold War in 10th grade.
Hans, this isn't a history lesson. This is a story about drugs, ego, and a guy who threw cars at people because he had daddy issues. Welcome to Vought Rising. Before we talk about the legend, we need to talk about the juice. Frederick Vought didn't just snap his fingers and create a billion-dollar empire. He started with Compound V. But in the early days, let's just say it wasn't exactly FDA approved. This was the V1 era. It was highly unstable, wildly unpredictable, and mostly used on people who had no idea what was being pumped into their veins.
So, like gas station sushi?
Worse, Hans. Much worse. Vought needed a success story. They needed a poster boy to prove to the American government that superheroes weren't just walking time bombs. They needed someone handsome, obedient, and heroic. Enter Ben. Just a regular foul-mouthed kid from Philadelphia. Ben didn't come from nothing, though. He came from old money, but his father thought he was a disappointment.
Aw, poor little rich boy. Did his dad not buy him the right colored pony?
No, his dad literally told him he was a failure. So, Ben did what any completely rational, totally secure young man would do. He signed up for experimental, highly dangerous Nazi science drugs to prove his dad wrong. The V1 worked. Boy, did it work. Ben was transformed. He was given super strength, durability, and a shield heavy enough to crush a tank. They gave him a new name, a name that screamed patriotism, bravery, and American exceptionalism. Soldier Boy. Vaught's PR department went into overdrive. They painted him as the ultimate World War II hero, the man who stormed Normandy, the man who punched out Nazis single-handedly.
Did he actually do any of that?
Absolutely not. While actual soldiers were dying on Omaha Beach, Soldier Boy was thousands of miles away in a pristine uniform, doing photo ops for magazines and complaining that the catering didn't have enough alcohol.
Wow, stolen valor much?
Exactly. But the public ate it up. Soldier Boy became an icon. He starred in movies, he had action figures, and he led the very first superhero team, Payback. Now, you'd think leading a team of superheroes would require leadership, empathy, and teamwork. Soldier Boy had none of those things. To the public, he was Captain America. Behind closed doors, he was a bully with a nuclear-powered ego.
Wait, so he was just Homelander without the cape?
Bingo. He beat his teammates. He belittled them. If anyone tried to steal his spotlight, he made sure they regretted it physically. He was completely untouchable. Vought covered up his friendly fire incidents, his collateral damage, and the massive trail of bodies he left behind. But here's the thing about Vought, Hans. They don't care about you. They only care about the product. And by the 1980s, the product was getting out of hand.
Let me guess. He asked for a raise.
Worse, he became unpredictable. Vought scientists were already working on something new, something born in a lab, entirely under their control. They were making a replacement, but to bring in the new boss, they had to get rid of the old one. And that brings us to Nicaragua, 1984. Payback was sent on a mission to assist in a CIA operation, but it wasn't a mission, it was a setup. The very team that Soldier Boy bullied and abused finally snapped. With Vaught's blessing, Payback turned on him. It was a bloodbath. They didn't kill him, they couldn't, but they subdued him long enough to hand him over to the Russians.
Wait, they just gave America's greatest hero to the Soviets?
Yep. For decades, Soldier Boy was kept on ice, tortured, experimented on, and completely forgotten by the world he thought he owned. Vought told the public he died a hero, saving a nuclear reactor. They built statues of him. They cried on television. And while the world mourned a lie, Vought quietly rolled out their shiny new upgrade, Homelander. Soldier Boy was a relic, a failed experiment of the V1 era, a brutal, arrogant man who thought he was a god, only to realize he was just another disposable asset on a corporate balance sheet.
Well, that is incredibly depressing. Good thing he's locked away forever and definitely won't wake up in the modern day to seek bloody revenge, right?
Right. Anyway, that is the true classified history of Vought Rising and America's first superhero.
Who approved this script?
Me?
No.